gonna notice that there's way less chain rattle from before, because so this bike doesn't have a kickstand. It has this Y thing. I don't know what you call it. It's this weirdly large moving out Y stand. And when I had fixed my chain, because I broke a link on it the other day, this chain is an 8-speed, not a 10-speed, and it's really thick and strong. And I noticed that I was becoming more comfortable with doing something I cannot do on my other 10-speed bike, which is change gears while throttling. In my head, I never do that. I always know exactly how to keep my hand off the throttle, just enough so that it's barely moving. It's only like, 10 or 20 watts of energy being used to move the chainring. And while the chainring is still moving, but before it stops moving, I will change the gear so that so that by the time you're in that in-between movement, there's no energy going through, but the chainring is still moving. And I noticed that I didn't really have to do that as much because the chainring here is way stronger. The thing is, it's not that much stronger. So I kept pushing it. I just wanted to see, how much can I get away with? How much can I get away with? How much can I get away with? And I had about 1700 watts going through when I switched gears. Needless to say, my chain actually, thank God I have a chain guard that goes over the chain. Because last time I did something stupid like that, it whipped me.
Come on!
Oh, you see that? He dropped something on the floor and then he picked it up and put it in the garbage. That's fucking amazing. That's amazing. That should be commended. He should get a Nobel fucking prize for that in Manhattan. But yeah, I had about 1700 watts going through and I changed gears like a fucking... Cause the thing is, you can go faster that way. You can go faster if you don't slow down. Like if you still have power going through and you change gears. So I barely let off the throttle and I kept doing it in smaller and smaller intervals to the point where, I actually, okay, let me try with 40 watts instead of 20. Let me try with 60 watts instead of 40. Let me try with 200 watts instead of 100. And yeah, do not put 1700 watts of power through your electric bike in the process of changing a gear. Needless to say, the chain did not whip me in the leg, thank God, because whipping me with 1700 watts would have been mighty fucking painful. But it did whip off and fly in front of me. Luckily, I did this in an area where there were no people, so there was no chance of anybody getting hurt by this other than myself for being an idiot. But I usually keep my chain tool and everything in my bag, and of course I had forgotten. So I had to walk my bike over to the shop. Usually I have a spare chain, links, a spare chain links, the ones that you can get from KMC. I love KMC. They have a lovely set of 8, 9, 10-speed links, all sorts of great stuff. And I usually carry them on me with a train brake tool so that if I do something stupid, I can fix it. So that was fun. So we're heading into the East Village now. Sometimes I just have to fuck with shit. Like, I couldn't help myself. It's so immature. But it's like, once I saw, wait a second, I can change gears at 40 or 60 watts and the chain doesn't break? Because on the other bike, a 10-speed chains are such pieces of shit. You can break them just by looking at them. I was getting excited. I was getting a little too excited with myself, and I couldn't help it. And I knew it was gonna be, I knew that was stupid. I knew it was stupid, but it was like a nervous tick. I couldn't help myself. It's like an itch you have to scratch. It's like, because then you get continuous speed. If you could change gears with there being zero downtime between gears, you get more speed. And who doesn't want more speed? Erica is in Hawaii, so there's no Erica. Unfortunately, there's no Erica tonight. She is in the land of Hawaii with family. ride my bike home. I miss that little troll. I really miss that little troll. $250 watts? Why don't you move to Hawaii? Because houses that are pieces of shit sell for $1.2 million there. I can't afford that fucking island. Honestly, I don't even... Suck a dick. I don't think that Erica's family would have been able... I think this is true for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of the people that Erica lives with and knows would be able to afford modern Hawaii if they were starting fresh today. And it's fucking sad. But I think that's true of many areas. Like, I don't think that your parents would have been able to afford to live where they do now when you look at the, the cost of everything and the devaluation of the dollar over such a long period of time. That's a Nissan Altima in front of me. It's very similar to the Nissan Sentra that I wanted. I was close to purchasing a Nissan Sentra a while back. I'm not a person who likes debt, so I've been looking at a lot of houses, and I've been looking at what I could afford to buy with just cash, but I'd literally be living in a hut. Like, I could do it, but I would be living in a hut. Because they have these little places in New Hampshire where it's literally a hut. Like a 400 or 500 square foot hut. Right by the water. But it's a hut. That's a Mustang in front of me. It's a Mustang. They're like Camaros, but slower. And shittier. Right as I said that, that woman went, "What?" Tell Ford fangirl right there. I will say no matter where you live in New Hampshire, there's always a great view around the corner. Do you live in New Hampshire, Mr. Redgerkerb? It's very lively here. I don't think any area of New Hampshire would be even close to as lively as this is. You know what's really weird? And you guys can tell me that if I'm being an idiot here. I feel like I would miss some of the liveliness even though I don't take part in any of it. It's like just knowing that it's there in the ether around me. It's weird, but it's kind of like I've just kind of gotten used to it. It's like a stain on your ceiling, you know? Like once you paint, you kind of miss the stain, but I don't actually use any of this. Like this block is lined with bars. You know, I'm 33. Like I'm past the age of... I went, that whole bar hopping age or stage of your life is gone for me. I'm over it. I'm an adult now. I would think that at 33, I'm past the age where it's socially acceptable to, show up to these areas where half of the people that are going to drink are using fake IDs so that they can get some alcohol. And I never really did anything with it because this is not what I find fun. So I should be fine with it not being there. But I feel like there'd be some weird... Maybe it's a midlife crisis thing. probably a midlife crisis. Because I suppose by leaving it or moving away from it, I'd be admitting that I'm old, rather than just kind of, you know, knowing it but not really living it yet. But I was old when I was 20. I didn't use any of this. I sat in my office memorizing model numbers to freaking laptop screens and fixing motherboards and other random shit. Wow, that car has a hole in the side of it. Holy shit. You should be doing DoorDash. No. Going out and getting trash bagged is overrated. I agree. It genuinely is. And there's too much history of alcohol addiction in my family for me to actually do any of that. I didn't really notice it or ask, like, I mean, I'd heard about it from people in my family, but I'm never gonna forget working at the studio and finishing an entire bottle of Southern Comfort in some workday. And then I went and I set up everything for this wedding band that shows up to do their trials so that people can see what their set is like. And one of the other interns there pointed out, you just finished an entire bottle of Southern Comfort. Did you water that down or anything? I said, nope. And he's like, that's not normal, man. I didn't notice the tolerance that I had grown for alcohol. So I kind of went cold turkey about 3 or 4 years ago on it, because I noticed, like, you know, there's that whole just one potato chip thing? There's the just one thing too, and I'm like, nah, screw that. I think the only other time that I drank was at a... What the fuck is that? I can't tell if they're fighting or partying. Who the hell knows? Yeah, so at that ERC conference, I drank a bit while I was there. But it was only like I think four or six glasses of wine. Mother flower. This traffic is ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna go around this. But yeah, the whole drinking doesn't fix your problems and it doesn't make shit fun. It just makes you realize the next day how shitty your life is that you had to do that to begin with. Like if you're with, let's say you get with a woman while you're drunk, which by the way, you should never fucking do. Not in today's society. Fuck that, don't do that. The next day, she's not fun. She's fun because you were drunk. When you're actually sober, you realize, shit, what a boring person. What a lame... You know, if the people that you're with are so boring that you have to be completely wasted to kind of get along with them. Oh shit, I'm about to... Yeah, he wasn't gonna let me go. Fuck you, you prick. I'm happy that I lost it, because it was like with 3 or 4 years of no drinking, when I actually drank it, I was like, whoa. Because when I was drinking regularly, I genuinely wouldn't notice it until, shot number 9, 10, 11, 15. And then there's the next day. I don't want to do anything where I regret it the next morning. I try to avoid doing things that I'll regret the next morning. We have a bridge coming up. That sounds like the world's cheapest grate. Alright, so since I fixed my chain, do you guys want to see the speed at which we can make it over the Williamsburg Bridge? Let's see how fast this thing will go over the Williamsburg Bridge. You ready? Chain is fixed, and the rear derailleur is aligned, so I have some really smooth gear switching. I'll wait for this gentleman to... front of me, actually, never mind, he's leaving through the left. So, here we go. Here we go, here we go. 3, 2, 1, bridge. Oh, that is some really, really smooth gear shifting right here. That is smooth. That is smooth as butter. Oh. Woo-hoo! We're going up a hill too. This is crazy. 2,800 watts. Holy shit. Alright, we slow down over here. This is where people will sometimes make a wide loop as they are leaving. You can't really see well over there. There's decreased visibility. But now I can see where I'm going. Okay, by the way, to my right, that's the bike that they use for deliveries. It's an Arrow. This thing is just fucking shitting on the Arrow. That shit looked like it was moving in slow motion. That actually looked like slow motion. The Arrow 7 and the Arrow 9 are some of the most commonly used DoorDash and delivery bikes in the city. That was not a smooth gear shift. Note to self, look at gear 5 and 6 when I'm free. Between 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, that is not smooth at all. Alright. Minor derailleur adjustment can be done. That dude doesn't have his lights on. That's dangerous and lame. Because I know that bike comes with it. Holy shit. That was fun. All right, 34 miles an hour, 38 miles an hour, 43 miles an hour. Holy. It was empty, so I had the privilege of having some fun. I was the only one on the downward slope of the bridge, so you can have a little bit of fun when there's nobody there. Motor is 40 Celsius. And it's almost freezing out. That's crazy. That's crazy. 40 Celsius. I get my kicks from games and porn. The fastest I've made on this is 48 miles an hour. But there's no way in hell I'm doing that in an area where there's actual transport. Even though it was empty. Like when I do speed tests, I find areas that are completely isolated, where like where you can see the entrance and the exit point all around and know that there's nobody there. It's fun. My record I think was 48 miles an hour on this, and I think it was 39 miles an hour with Erica as a passenger. You know, it really is, in a car, honestly, even 100 miles an hour in a car is incredibly boring. But even 30 miles an hour on a bike feels like a rush, or a motorcycle. Like 20 to 30 miles an hour on a bike feels awesome. You know, 80 or 100 miles an hour in the car just makes me feel like I'm going to fall asleep. It's like, you don't, you know, it's just boring. It's not the same. You don't have the same visceral experience or the connection with the road or with the wind and everything around you. You're missing a lot of visual cues because you have the A-pillar covering shit. It's just not the same. It's not the same. Not even close. Oh my god, the fucking honk. Okay, so that is completely blocked up. The honking is my cue that somebody up here does not know how to drive. So we're just gonna go around it. No big deal. That's what the fangs are for. Go around shit, look at my mirror. Nobody there, turn around, nobody there. Go here. Another dude that doesn't know how to drive. Oh my god, go, 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 go. I love these mirrors. When I go to the e-bike without mirrors, there are so many maneuvers that I can't make because I don't trust taking time out to turn my head. Like you can turn your head. It's just there are certain situations where you really don't want the time loss that comes from it. I am now in the blind spot of a van. There it goes slow. My e-bike does 20 miles an hour, even that is fun. It can be fun. Be safe out there. I'll be safe. When you crash, you'll really feel a rush. Did you hear that? Did you see that? The light literally turned green. The moment it turned green, he tapped his horn. That guy was waiting for that shit. You can tell. When I ride my bike anywhere other, or the car anywhere other than New York, it's so weird because you don't have the fast-pacedness of the assholes or the constant honking. By the way, you'll notice most of the honking comes from these TLC cunts. TLC is Taxi and Limousine Commission, and that is where that's how you know if somebody's an Uber driver. And usually there's a correlation between the TLC plates and people that honk nonstop and don't use their turn signal. And it's fun. The most fun crash that I had was when I was about 50 feet away from a truck turning left at an intersection that just smashed right into my car. He's like, he gunned it too. Like full vroom throttle. One of the things that you may notice on this bike is that I avoid two-way streets and I avoid intersections completely. I never go on two-way streets with this bike because that dude had, I think it was a Chevy Silverado, smashed right into me, turning left, 50 feet away from my fucking car. Like would you be surprised if I told you the guy's name was Eugene? Anyway, if I was in a bike or a motorcycle, I'd be fucking dead. Like Silverado, dead. So one thing that I do is for any maneuvering or whatever that I do, This may sound like me being a pussy. I avoid two-way streets and I avoid intersections like that, like the plague. Like, I don't want anything to do with a two-way street and an intersection at a two-way street. I know my limits, and I know what I know what risks I'm comfortable making and which ones I'm not. Oh my god, with the fucking honking, you cunts. Like, I would never feel comfortable being a motorcycle going 50 or 60 or 70 miles an hour, having to deal with fucking intersections. And what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Well, alright, there was somebody behind me that was about a foot or two away from me. Like, literally, I saw that in my mirror. So I'm just gonna wait over here. There's no way in hell I'm getting tailgated like that. And that's gonna lead with me getting killed. Alright. Coast is clear. Now I go. I'll catch up to him at the next light anyway. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that, but on the curb over there was $1. My e-bike goes 26 max with 500 watts. See, the thing is, it's not about top speed. Top speed doesn't matter. Here's the thing, like 26, 36, 46, none of that shit matters. What you need is, here the speed limit is 25 in this neighborhood. So you need the ability to get to 25 miles an hour fast enough that the cars behind you don't honk at you. It's not about the top speed. Top speed doesn't matter. If I use this bike at 500 watts, then I can't ride in the street because my acceleration will be so slow that I won't be able to keep up with cars. When you can't keep up with cars, the cars try to drive around you. And when the cars try to drive around you, that's when you risk getting killed because they're gonna hit you because people in New York drive like fucking idiots. A lot of the times they're driving with a suspended license. There's all sorts of people that drive with a suspended license in New York City. Or without insurance, you can't forget that. Do what I think you're gonna do. You are, aren't you? Bro. Gross. I can tell that Van's thirsty to make a left. So I was giving him space because I knew he was going to make a left into me. He was driving with that little diagonal angle, and he just... What is with the police sirens? How is you being late for your date my problem? Where are you going, crazy van? Oh, you're going on my block. Oh, joy. Always on my block. Oh, that's some good shit. Let's see if we can catch what's going on. A shooting, maybe? Stabbing? Robbery? What do we got? I'm curious. There's always something here. The projects are right around the corner. You know what, on the other hand, maybe I'll just go inside and make myself something to eat. Well, that's about it for today. I'll see you later. And as always, I hope you learned something. I believe those are the, I think it's Louis Armstrong or Lexington houses over there. I think it's Lexington house over there. There's always something interesting going on. You about to tonsile me? What are you doing with that paw up, Oreo? What are you doing with that paw up, Oreo? Oh, you gonna hit me? Mr. Clinton? I gotta get something to eat. What do we got? That is a fridge that's not gonna go on camera. That's it. Hi, Miss Erica. Well, Oreo, I'm hungry too. Who's gonna feed me? I'm hungry too, Oreo. Who's gonna feed me? Hey, I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too. I know, Mr. Clinton. I know. Whoa, you don't get to go on the counter. GTFO, you mofo. Clinton. Clinton. What do you all want? What do you fat fucks want? I think I know what you want because I could see you taking the fucking cans out of the recycling over there. You want another can of food. Is this what you want? Is this it? You want a... Now, are you guys going to wait for me to put this where it's supposed to go? Are you going to wait for me to put this... Are you going to wait for me to clean your bowl, or are you going to... Who am I kidding? Little Barry. Little Barry. Come here, Barry. See you later.